Okay, so it's live now. Right. Good evening. It is late. Drummy! It is later than I planned to go live this evening, but this evening this late afternoon, I had a lot of stuff to do, and so I really couldn't manage to come live to read stories. I apologize. I know that me never yet have 20 people in my read stories, so I just apologize out of having good manners. I mean, no, never miss it. However, there's a conversation in progress on my wall under a post that a post about some trans women competing in a women's category. I think it's pool. And I semi-thread, like a subset of the conversation, kind of spiral out of control a little bit. But it brought me to a place where I feel compelled. Like, you know, we are so polarized right now. Every single topic on earth is dividing us. Everything. I understand that. This is not an accident. There are people actually pulling strings and manipulating us into anarchy because this excuses their abominable behavior. However, no matter how much manipulation is happening, we still have the franchise to have an independent opinion. We still have the right to have an independent opinion. Even if my opinion is aligned with somebody else's opinion that you don't like, I'm still entitled to that opinion. And you don't get to say you're being manipulated by that person. It is very offensive. Can I tell you guys, don't do it. Don't do it. It's offensive. Every time I have an opinion that you don't agree with, I'm not being manipulated by the people that you don't agree with. I am one of the people you don't agree with. And it's okay. We can disagree. But don't tell me that I'm being manipulated. It really, really, really offends me. I don't like it. Don't do that. So the argument that we're having is about, it is an argument pertaining to trans women entering biological women's space. Trans women entering biological women's space. Now, I just want to, before I go any further, I want to note radical accountability, yes. I want us to note that trans men are not a problem. Trans men who are biological women, have you heard any problems stemming from trans men? No. So there is no such thing as transphobia that is centered only on trans women. It is not. And every time somebody disagrees with you, they're not anti-you. It is quite legal and okay to agree, and it hasn't been made illegal yet. We're heading in that direction where it will soon be illegal to disagree with anything. So we're training each other to be followers, non-thinkers. Not far off, because you don't like think. What I would like to say is, I want to point out something. If a trans woman walks into space that was previously occupied exclusively by biological women, if a trans woman walks into that space and starts making a ruckus that they should be included, I am telling you now, that's not a woman of any sort, that's a man. Women don't do that. We have never been given the franchise, or we have never been allowed to develop the sense of entitlement that allows us to walk up into any space, any new space, and claim it. We have never been granted that license. So any human in a male body who feels like a woman and stands up and screams and curses and says, this space is mine, I'm telling you, that's 100% man. Because women don't have that sense of entitlement. Me not argue with you, no. I am comfortable with anybody existing in the shape and form and social the virtual social space that they want to occupy. Right? I am completely comfortable with you in your male body feeling like a woman. But if you occupy a male body and you're going to compete in a physical activity, you should compete against your body type. If it's physical. If it's intellectual, go compete against whoever. But if it's physical, then you have to match up with your body. You still occupy a male body. Alright? Alright? We're not going to have any kind of moral discussion. I'm not interested in having a moral discussion. I don't care what you think of if it's right or wrong for somebody to be trans. That's not the point that I'm discussing. That is not the point. I don't care. It is of no significance to me if you in your female body feel like a man. But I want you guys to point me in the direction of some... Send me just one fucking incident where a woman identified as a man and walk into male space and say, this is mine. I belong here. Show me that. Show me one war we are going right now over trans man not being accepted in man space. It not happen because no trans man no feel entitled enough, because you know why a trans man is a biology. We're trained to be demure. We're not trained. We have not been trained. Society has not trained us to have any sense of entitlement at all. We can divide as much as we want to. We can say black woman, white woman as much as we want to. But the fact is woman, woman, no boisters like that. Only among each other. And there's a reason for that. Because men have always put us in our place. So if somebody walks up into the space rocking a male body and says, this is my space, understand that that is a man. That's a man. Until I see you, I don't know what you're going to tell me is the definition of female. And I don't care. I don't care what your thought of what female is. I have been a woman. I've been a female human all my life. And I've been a woman, an adult woman, most of my life. And I'm telling you that in all my travels, in all my exposure, in all my very wide exposure, I've never come across any woman who was comfortable walking up into new space and demanding that it accommodate them. Never. New space, especially without warm welcome. One woman does not walk up into a new community and step into the meeting with full of women and say, all right, I'm here now. This belongs to me. It's not done. We step in with caution. We step in with caution. We step in. Actually, we step in and listen. We walk into the room and we listen. First, even if we're going to be boisterous after, we walk in and we listen. Right? We don't just walk into the room and say, and I am asking all of you on here now, and whoever sees this later, and whoever you talk to, shot me a link for some trans man, aka biological woman, walking into men's space and demanding that it become theirs. I want you to show me one example. Me only need one example where a woman identified as a man, walked into predominantly male space and owned it. Show me. Show me that dispute going on right now. Show me even where the men step back and say, okay, take it. Show me where there wasn't a fight, where the men just gave up and said, you can have it. The way men are, the way sympathizers of trans women are demanding that we just step back and stop the foolishness. And somehow I have been pro LGBTQ plus. Every letter added on, I've been pro. And all of a sudden, I am in danger of becoming a homophobe because I say I am woman and I demand that I keep my space. I demand that I keep my space. I never said you can't be a woman. I say you can't be a woman here, so. Just like any other woman in a Fidem house can be a woman in my house because they're not welcome, they don't live here. You can't come be a woman here neither. The fact that you think you can override, you can supersede, the fact that you think you can do all these things, that's your balls talking. You're not a girl. That is dick talking. Women don't do that. I'm telling you, women don't do that. We move into a new neighborhood. We don't know another body. We're quiet. You don't even know, so we can talk in a hero voice. We're the loudest person, my own walk come in there. We're quiet. We assimilate before we start try to dominate. We don't just walk in and say, this space belongs to me. We don't walk in, that come big up yourself. A long time I see, you know. You know, miss me. We don't just walk in and say, all right, I'm here now, pack it up. This is me. Imagine that men who live lives of men. Remember, you know, if you have been a man for 30 years and then you become a woman, you say you're a woman. I'm not going to debate that. I don't care. You become a woman on the 31st year of your life, and I want to, I've thought about and discussed doing comprehension exercises here, but if it feels big up yourself, see the Master Bigs. It feels futile. Because look what we know. We're going there, so now we're going to talk about occupying female space, biological female space. Right? Occupying biological female space, space that has been designated for biological females. A trans female walks up into it and says, I'm here now, right? I'm here now. First of all, you don't need to announce your presence. If you're a female, just go live. Just go live. You don't have to walk up in every space and be like, hey, I'm female. We don't do that. We don't do that. Me call places and them answer me and through the entire conversation they say, sir, because I have a deep voice. And when me up on the phone and you can't see me, me sound like a man, especially depending on what time of day too. Sometimes early in the morning, real masculine. Right? And when I call someplace, sometimes more laugh and say, me a woman still. But for the most part, they must say, yes sir, no sir. They're just being polite. I'm not changed by what they say. Nothing what they say not change me. And I do understand fighting for acknowledgement and fighting for identity. I understand that. Right? But you fight who took the identity from you. You don't fight those who have nothing to do with that. You don't fight if you were robbed out on the road. You don't come over here, so come in here, so when me I get robbed too and start fight me. And be like, I was robbed. Fuck you. So was I. And you're so, let me tell you what is puzzling to me. You identify as female. What is the marker? What is the measure that you use to identify your femininity? What is it? What do you use to, because I've been told that it's on a spectrum. Female is on a spectrum. Alright, so suddenly I am not the marker anymore. Then if I am not the marker, if anything can be female, why don't you just be? Why don't you just be? And if you are truly a woman, why are you not championing our causes? Now you say you want to come. You say you want to come, you know. Why are you not fighting for us? Since at the space you want to enter, fight for the space here. Understand that the problem. Understand that the problem that you claim to have stems from the source of our problem. So why are you not fighting for us on our behalf? Listen to me, man. We can still think. We still have the right to think. We still have the capacity to think. We should think. We should think. Your brain is a muscle. You have to exercise it. You can't just work the biceps and triceps. You can't just work the body. If you go catch man or if you go catch girl. Work the brain. Because may I tell you this. And the one muscle where most of you don't touch. What if you think? Make the conversation upon it's still there up on my wall, you know. It's so bizarre. Like, and I'm not angry at the person who is speaking. I feel offended by the person. I'm not angry at, I'm offended by. Which is a difference. Right? For you to tell me that I am being manipulated by the far right. Between me and I don't know any far right, you know. I don't know any far right. I hear people talk about far right, far left, all kinds of shit. All of it is a little bit of a blur to me. Me basically look at the issues and draw my lines in the issues. I reach my conclusions from thinking about the issues. I look upon, you see when I talk about women's rights, understand me, I'm a woman, you know. And another thing too, you know, I'm very offended by men having strong opinions on the effects of male behavior on women. Me feel like if you're a man and woman and discuss how we feel about male behavior towards me, you feel just shut the fuck up. Me feel like you feel shut up. And if you open your mouth and talk, then ask questions, tiptoe, because this is really not your space. And again, this is male privilege. The privilege, the sense of entitlement that makes you feel comfortable and confident enough to walk up into a female perspective and decide, no, you only think that because those guys told you to think that. Like, oh, so now you want me to think this because you're telling me to think this? If I shut the fuck up. I look at this issue for myself and I arrive at my own conclusion. And it is very offensive to look at somebody and say the reason why you think that is because they said so. It's very offensive. It assumes that I lack the capacity to think for myself. And if you want to offend me, tell me that. You can call me anything else you want, but if you call me incapable of thinking for myself, I'm very offended. Because if I want thing, I can do a think. When I can't do nothing else, I can think. I've never not been able to think. When I couldn't afford food, I could think. Granted, maybe all of my thoughts are going to be off food because I couldn't afford food. But I still could think. When I can't afford security, I can think. When I can't afford shelter, I can think. When I can't afford clothes, I can still think. My thoughts cost nothing. So for you to look upon me and tell me, I spend majority of my life I think, you know. You see when you guys are follow fads, I sit down and think. When you not follow fad, I sit down and think about no fad. Think. Me not look around you. Just look around you. Me not decide I wanna do no fad, you know. Me not face no challenge. Me not join no challenge. Everything I wanna do is a study for me. Every single solitary thing I wanna do is a study for me. Everything is something for me pick apart and try to figure why the fuck did they do that? How is it so easy to get them to do that? And then you look for me and tell me, say or think something because somebody manipulate me? Now, let me tell you this. One of the dumbest things to me, for see the way I want to think, say every single time somebody disagrees with A, you automatically categorize them with B. It is the dumbest shit. You know, me can disagree with both A and B. Me have the capacity to disagree with every blood clot one I want. I have that capacity because disagreeing takes nothing more than thought. So when me hear you come and you say A, me can be like, I'm not feeling A. You say B, oh shit, me not feel that even less. Me feel that even less. C, ooh, I could do without that in the entire alphabet. D, oh G, only one D. Me interested in that. The other D can fuck off. E, egg on my face. Not that I don't want it either. I have the ability, the capacity, the right to listen to every single argument and disagree with them. Now, I'm not going to disagree just to disagree. Me go disagree because me literally don't agree. So when me come and me make one point, and we've been having this argument for years, it's still, make we have one new argument, more one new argument, me tired of the old argument, yeah. When somebody says, this is what I think, it's okay for you to say, well, I hear you, but this is what I think. And the argument don't necessarily, if you know, amicably want to cross-reference on the ideas to see if you don't have any point on the intersect, or if you don't have, if anybody get a better idea out of it where they want to change their mind, that's great. That is great. But the fact that you don't actually think it possible for every single person to be aligned with you is the madness. What the fuck is wrong with you? So I don't genuinely feel like there's going to come a time in a human existence when every single one of we agree. Oh my blood clot. Mad. I'm not going to say dunce and I'm not going to say stupid. That is just insanity. Because you're not founded in a no version of reality. Jesus. We can disagree. And when you realize that you disagree and you say you can't sway somebody, which you shouldn't be trying to sway anybody. If you have facts, present them. Present them. I'm tired of telling you. If me say 1 plus 1 or 2, do the maths and show me the workout. If me say 1 plus 1 or 2 and you decide say 1 plus 1 or something else. And if me say 1 plus 1 or 5, do the maths and show me the workout and prove me wrong. But you can't just simply say, you're following those guys. Follow your bumbo clot. You see me look like me a follow? You ever see me a follow? Not yet? And it is so weird because on the same social media platforms that I have people telling me that my head no look good, my clothes no look good, me need to go do what them do, to look like them. In the same fucking space you not tell me say me a follow other people. You look like me follow people. Me don't give a fuck about nobody's opinion of me. I do not. I do not. Your opinion of me belongs to you. And there's never going to be a time when I'm going to make your opinion of me influence the way or me live for my life. You think me going to really make you over this and live your life and then go live my life too? How much fucking life you want? How much life you no want? Me say, listen to me. If you see one man, if a man identifies as a woman and goes about his business and lives his life like many trans women are doing and shut up and never say nothing about it, then yes, me believe, say, he really believes, say, I'm one woman and he really live his life as one woman. But if you see one man say identify as a woman and he step up in a female space, in a space which previously exclusively belonged to biological females, and he start to raise a ruckus and he start to say, this is my space, that's a man. That is a man. Me not argue with you no. Okay? Woman no wired like that. Woman no socialized to behave so. Woman no have the balls. Woman no have the sense of the irrefutable, the unmovable sense of entitlement will make them able to go in a one woman's space and go start one. The woman no stay so. One woman not even go in a woman's space go make that nice. The dude is a man. And if you over in a man's space, compete against man in anything physical and you lose, and then you walk up in a woman's space and in the 45th year of your life, the 30th year of life, 29th year of your life, you say, oh, I'm a girl and go over there so go compete, and suddenly you're at the top, you're a man. And you're stealing woman's space. Now somebody brought a point to mind that I did not consider. Men competing as women, men identifying as women and then competing in women's sports, in academic spaces and taking women's scholarships. What we are going to do about that? So, alright, we're going to word the point say, him feel like him a one girl, him can, therefore him can. What about when man start take woman scholarship? Based on physical activity. The fact is we're not evenly yoked. We're not. And as much as we would like to tell us, say, yo, no man no more on me. Oh, no fucking more on me. Physically, no more on me. Physically, definitely more on me. Intellectually, not so much. Not really, no. But physically, yes. So if me see the man them, you know what I've not seen a lot of? A lot of men are compete. A lot of trans women are competing like chess and then something. Me not see that. Me not see it. If it is happening, it's very quiet. I've not seen it. And I'm not saying the fact that I haven't seen it means it doesn't exist. I haven't seen it. If you want to see it, show me. But what me been a beg from the start is, I would like somebody, anybody, to send me an example of a trans man. A trans man, which is a biological female, identifying as a man, walking up into traditional male space, biological male space, and claiming it. Show me one example of that. And there are trans men who argue on behalf of trans women. Understand that, say, oh no, equally yoked. Because you as a trans man is a biological woman, and him as a trans woman is a biological man. Oh no, still not evenly yoked. Oh no, equally yoked. Right? It takes a lot of effort for a woman, for actually physically measure up to a man. And I want to say, a woman will really work hard at it physically. I mean, like woman will do weight training, a bodybuilding woman still can't measure up to someone who don't do bodybuilding. Because it's just a fact of biology that we are not equally yoked. Right? So when me find it, I'm very confused by today's human. Say, when people say biological men should not be competing in traditional biological female physical sports, people get offended and raise ruckus and war. Me don't want nobody come back from my wall with no argument about them, by the way. You see, if I post it now, you know, like when I say just scroll, no come on and need to come argue, just allow me. And I make we just agree, say, you're not going to agree with me with everything. Some artists not vocal, so when them sing them song and you sing along with them, you and them not agree upon nothing else but the song, which they didn't write, and you don't know because they never talk, and you're fine, and you're not dead. Now you know my opinion, and all of a sudden you feel like you have to war me. You not own me. You listen to your song and you like it, and I appreciate that. You never have to. You can't stop. But you cannot own my opinion. You can't. You just can't. You can't. It's not gonna happen. And if my having a difference of opinion from you means that automatically you don't want to listen to my music anymore, just understand, you know, say you really are a raw soul, you know. You're a manipulative raw soul. You're a narcissistic raw soul, because you really and truly think one next human life is supposed to be about you. If I say something that is damaging to you, of course me expect you to bypass me. But if me say something when not damaging to you, or just seek to protect my space, and you feel like that should I make you want to lock me off, then lock me off and call on your blood clot business. But make we have one rational conversation. Make we have one rational conversation. No, it is very puzzling to me. I've spent the last maybe 10 years or so in a constant, repetitive state of confusion. daily dose, me have one next conversation and talk about that. Me no want to mix up happy space with annoyed space, I swear. I love you very much and I will see you shortly, but I don't want to mix up happy space with annoyed space. Jaja God, may I tell you something? I love my job, you know. But increasingly, I go work reluctantly. Like, you notice, I have periods where I disappear. Right now, I'm in one disappearing mode. When I kind of know the point, I not really take no call and I not really talk to nobody. On gadget, I talk to more than I talk to people in my actual life because I just don't feel like up on the phone. I just don't feel like it. And I have people saying, boy, this is so unlike you. Do you think it's unlike me because you don't know me? You see, prior to social media, you never did think you know everybody. You don't know each other, you don't know each other. Prior to social media and oversharing, which, me no overshare, me talk about things that have public relevance, me not talk about my private life. Me talk about the things that I make out of wood because I want to encourage you to be less helpless in your life. I want to know so you can do things. Despite the fact that I can walk in our store and buy it, I make it. So it's not necessarily something where you have to do out of desperation neither. You can do it for fun. But there's no reason for your life to cost you that much because much of what you're doing, you can do it for your damn self. And be sure that is not my private life. It's not private, it's not personal, it's not secretive. It can share. It's relevant to public space. These are the things that we talk about. When we talk about sexual violence committed against me, that belongs in the public space because that's one crime where we are battle with. We have one very overt rape culture. That's something we need to in a public sphere more. We need to talk about it more, not less. That's not private. But you know nothing about me. Want to know about me private? Me not overshare. So when me take my time off and me cut and me go, and people say, "Oh, this is so unlike you," and that is representative of the fact that when you really honestly start thinking you know everybody that well, you don't. And the fact is that regardless of what you think of some of the music or you go on concert and you buy one record, and all of these things are not things that you're obligated to do. It's nice that you do it. Thank you very much. We every single one of we grateful for the fact that you buy a product. Just like one baker grateful for the fact that you're buying bread. Just like one designer grateful for the fact that you're buying clothes. Just like Toyota and Hyundai and Benz and Beamer happy so you buy them car. Product sales, just like you happy so we come in on an establishment and interact and do things, interact monetarily. We happy so you come in a full establishment too, but when you come in a full establishment, there's a difference between full behavior in a full establishment and full in a full. When you come in a full establishment, you start demand more than the product what we actually have to sell. I don't have no blood clot, nothing else I sell more than music. The experience of my music. I not sell me. I've never, from me coming to music till now, never hear once hear me say me sell sex. You know why I not tell a lie? Because I don't sell sex. I'm not a sex worker. I not nothing against sex worker. More power to them for them body, and if them want to sell it from now till God come back and discuss it with God and sell in peace too. I am very for that. Because I feel like say people were socially awkward, people were challenged socially and can't go out and meet somebody and have sex. Suppose to have access to it from somebody with consent, and me prefer to have sex worker than the amount of rapists who be out here. You know against sex worker, but you know very pro rape. You know some fucked up people. Yes, dollar, big up yourself. It's so skewed. It is most of the time no confusing. Me find it no confusing. Like me no understand. Like make me understand. I want to understand. I want to understand. That me can literally sit down here so as an independent individual and express one opinion and just get up and start real, like don't real. And then this is bigger than just simply disagreeing. I was born a female human. I don't identify as female, you know. I'm a female. Me being female or something where biology can back me up. Right? Biology back me up. My experience has only been from a female perspective. It means say, me never grew up with male privilege. As a female, never have the privilege or the luxury of growing up in a male body so that me could avoid the female experience and then come into accessing female as an adult. Me never have that luxury, you know. Me not have that luxury there. Me born as female and me grew up as female. Now, there's a difference between being pro-trans. I am pro-trans. I'm pro-trans not specifically individually because I am a humanist. I'm pro-humans. And trans people are humans. So I'm pro-trans. I mean, I mean that as a couple, like you fall under one umbrella. I mean like, me make song. I try to out of the space where I try to understand the trans experience. Me actually go look up feel good. Go look up feel good. I'm a consult with trans people when me know fit ask the trans experience. Me not want innocent bystander, you know, me active, me fully active. I mean, I apologize. Jamaican people try to cancel me because me no born Batman. Because me no share the viewpoint, say somebody can. And granted, understand every artist in the early days have bun in coming a song. I mean, I always used to write my song them, and to be honest, there have been times when me say some shit. And me, a man drive past me and drive fuck up. Me will say Batman. I do. But understand, say, gay people say it more on me. I mean, I say that entitle me to be able to say it. Me I say, it not grounded in nothing to do with sexuality. I want insult what we need to get out of our vocabulary. Yes, because it's offensive to some people. Yeah, me understand that. But me see gay people different from Batman. Anyway, me not understand. I do not understand how it is possible for the same set of people we enjoy my activism when it suit them to turn around back and try to tell me say somehow something wrong with me, and all of a sudden me become anti something and me anti and understand, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even 600, even 6,000, even 6 million guy. Now go tell me say me anti nothing and make me get vexed and burn out the entire collective, because that's just not, it's not how my thought process works. Me capable of singling out the individually and burn you by yourself. Me will gas you and light you. Right? And it will not be because of your sexual preference or your gender identity. It will be because you want pussy. Right? Because the fact that you identify as anything does not insulate you against general judgment. It cannot insulate you against general judgment. Understand? Big up yourselves, play for me there. If you want jankro, you want jankro. One straight jankro, one jankro, one gay jankro, still one jankro. So nobody get up and start saying, because you want jankro. Okay? And it is possible to be pro LGBTQI plus and identify one jankro from within the ranks and say, that's a jankro. That is something you're never ever be insulated against from me. No matter who you are, no matter who, the cure, big up yourself. Yes, your conversation with me I have. No matter who you are, friendship not insulate you from my honesty. Honesty. Association of no sort no insulate you from my honesty. Me I go be honest with you no matter who you are. I do not care who you are. Me I go be honest with you. If you act like one dog shit, yes, some may go tell us, you know, say you act like a real dog shit. Because you act like one dog shit, right? You act like one dog shit. And that. You know want me tell us you act like one dog shit? Don't act like one dog shit. It's that simple. It's like you being a thief and then get vexed and say the only reason why they call you thief because you're black. No, they call you thief because you're fucking thief. Eh? You know, man, when you not argue with me, come with the facts them and correct me when I'm wrong. Correct me when I'm wrong. Me beg you no, correct me when I'm wrong. Me don't want to be called right, me want to know. Me want to be in the know. Me want to be right. Right? Me want to be right. Me want to be right. Me don't want to be called right. Me don't want to be classified as right. Me don't want to be given the right. No, me want to do the right thing. Me want to know. If in my activism, me say and do something where cause any kind of harm, me want to know that too. Because I don't want to cause no harm. This is why when people come to me and try to confide in me, me send them to therapists because those people are trained to deal with things in a way that I'm not. And my clumsiness will cause me to do more harm than good. And I don't want you to suffer as a result of my ignorance. Me don't want that. Me don't want you to be a victim of my ignorance. The fact is that in trying to help and because of my emotional attachment to whatever it is that you're going through, I might be more harm than good. And I don't want that. Me don't have a problem with being wrong. Me don't have a problem with not knowing. Me don't know everything. And the most important piece of knowledge what me have is the fact say me know say me don't know everything. Me will never ever live long enough to know everything. I can't. It is impossible for me to be conscious, for me to be aware in this skin, in this moment of every single fucking thing. I can't. So me not offended by being taught sitting. If me say something wrong, show me one fact when disprove or when negate. Right? Show me what right. But when you come and so come tell me say the only reason why me think X is because me I follow them guy there. Follow guy, you see me follow no blood clot guy. Which guy? Eh? All the people in my team get shut up when they're ready. If you're wrong, you're just wrong. Me not have no guy. We're indemnified. Nobody no get no blanket fucking pardon from me. You think my name Joe Biden? Nobody get that from me. Nobody get that blanket pardon. So, all me say is, you see if you're in your male body and you feel like you want female, more power to you. More power to you. I wish I could have give you the last 40. Let me see now. I turn 52 this year. So about me start the period when me in a fourth farm I get my first period. And then I get my next period in a fifth farm. And then since then I get 1 or 2 period per year. Until a few years ago, I just start get full period every month. And I would have loved to go back in time and give you every blood clot one of them there. You can have it. Right? And all of the pregnancies them where me never, we have not either made it to term or happened. All of the egg them were never fertilized. Eh? Every single solitary one of them, you could have them. You can have the rape. You can have that. Take it and go. All of the female experience you may have, especially living in a misogynistic place like Jamaica, you could take it. Take it. With pleasure. Take it. Take the full experience and go on. But all me I say is, that space here, we then call female, we're occupied by biological female. You can't take that. Allow that. Why not that? What bad about that? How does that make me anti-phobic anything? How does that make me anti anything? The fact that I said, if I say, hey,